Good morning, everyone. How are you? Let's see. Just want to check all my levels here. Okay, here we go. Perfect. All right. Looks like we have plenty of sound. Let's check this for a moment. Just checking a few things here. Getting this back. Audio. Everything sounds good on my end. Please let me know. I will put that in the chat. Okay, so today, um, I believe we are going to do a little speed racer. This one is going out to probably my my number one fan ever, and the genuinely nicest person I think I know is Tom Sachi. No one supports me or any other artist as hard as this dude. So I know Tom's one of Tom's favorites is Speed Racer. So we're gonna draw Speed Racer and maybe a bad guy or two um, this morning. So welcome. Let me know how I sound. I've got a new soundboard that I'm trying out to get rid of some of the feedback and all that and sound almost professional. So um, let's see how that works, and we'll go from there. Sorry, I'm drinking my breakfast as well. Um, so yeah, again, like everything else, if I've got any younger or older fans learning things, again, primitive shapes is where this all starts. So trying to find the best and most dynamic um, direction for this. Um, so I think I'm going to start this, and you know what? I'm not. So if we've got, it's going to go in this direction here. And I like that. Get some awesome reference up. So, lot of like lot of curves and shapes, and this one does not. Drawn it a couple times before, um, but definitely not the easiest. I want to go back to the manga look. There we go. All right. So we got them in this direction, flying through. Um, we're going to start with just this one side. And really, so we started with our box, and now we're just starting with this one side, knowing that it's going to change a bit. Long. Long front end like this. And then under here is even, the center is even longer. So we're going to do something like that just to start us. And then we've got the one seat back here. And then let's see. And again, I am just Not worried about any detail yet, just throwing down shapes. So, very pointy. It's got this midline or hip line that goes straight to this point. Got the opening here. Like that. Again, just checking that. All right. Oops. I'm gonna move my keyboard out. So, update on anybody who's been following. I have been using a TorBox, one of these cool little gadgets for shortcuts, and it's wonderful. Except I sometimes forget to use it. And that's really the only issue is me. Like every other issue that I have, really all comes down to me. So we're just getting this basic shape, but the TorBox itself is super, super awesome. I love it. They're not sponsoring me or paying me to say that. It's just a really well made product. There we go. It does help with speed, and just having all those shortcuts that I use often on this. So yeah, we'll change that a bit. Those have the big wings, and again, my style mixed with the Speed Racer style is going to be, I want to make it a bit chunkier and a bit more cartoony. This. So if you're looking for an exact replica of the Speed Racer car, this will be not it. Be close, and you'll know exactly what it is, but I want to add, keep going with my style with it. So, so this hip line goes down. It's this groove here. So right away, we've got a pretty good shape, pretty dynamic, no straight lines, showing some speed. Let's save it into desktop. No, documents here. Sketches 25. Cool. And we will add a character or two. I think we'll put Trixie in, and maybe the monkey holding on in the back. So pretty good so far. Liking it. That angle going this way. This one back here. Cool. I think I've done a couple of half illustrations of this character and this in the past, so we'll combine a few things here. So right away, I want to shrink it so I have some more room. Move it. All right. Do this. Let's and I'll put another layer on here, change the color. We'll put speed in here. Steering wheel. Gripping. Speed view. Something like that. Let's put Trixie next to him, pointing up at some impending danger. And then let's see. Speed view. Let's see. What do we got? The kid's always in the trunk. Maybe we'll do that. So bear with me while I figure out how to make this even more fun. I feel like having, again, some immediate dangers and all. We'll throw in a missile or two. This. Just for fun. View. Where can we put the kiddo? Just almost feel like having him hanging off the back, but that might be too dangerous. So let me know how you're all doing today. I will check Facebook off and on to see if I have messages there. All right. That's not quite what I wanted. Let's go here. Oh, you know what? I did it again. Let's see. I forgot to turn Facebook on. I do all my testing on YouTube. So, all right. So, sorry to my Facebook followers. Everything should be linked now. Hopefully it catches up here. Oh man, definitely not a. Let's see, that professional streamer here. I do it for fun, y'all. All right. So let's see what we can do. Let's add some character here. So we got our car outline. We've got some characters here. And let's add some. Add some personality to this. Here. I love drawing cars. So let's see. View. All right. Expression like no kidding. Let's see. He's got the M in the front. It's oversized. Goggles here. Fingers here. We might squish them down just a bit. So, all right, let's go over here to Trixie. Add another layer. Let's see here. Is definitely panicked. You know what? Maybe that would even be more fun. That's more kid-like. So we're gonna put kiddo in between here. Get rid of some of that. Oops. This. And let's see. Another layer. This time we'll go back to that color. And we'll go. I think we'll put them all in the car, even though that's highly unusual. And again, one of the things I've mentioned over and over is when I'm doing an illustration, doing any drawing, I used to try to just pick up and draw and get frustrated because I had no direction whatsoever. And it really all comes down to story. Story, story, story. If you have a story for your illustration and a direction, everything just comes out better. So, wanted to draw Speed Racer story. They're racing and in immediate danger. And to keep it visually interesting, we're going to have all kinds of directions to look at. Trixie is going to be pointing this way. What is the little kid's name? Sorry. He'll be pointing up. The danger's up there. And Speed is just going to be, I think, looking straight on. Like, yeah, no kidding, guys. Everybody's out to get me. So, there's our story. And now just to kind of fill in the blanks. Let's see if I have messages. Cool. All right. So, everything seems to be okay. So I think what we'll do is I'm going to start with Trixie. With her 60s helmet here. So now that I've got her blocked in, again, the benefits of digital art is you can move things around like this. All right. Helmet here. Get these proportions right. And again, work in my style kind of as much as I can without losing the characters of the cartoon. And again, this one is a shout out to Tom Sachi, who is the creator and the power behind the last comic book I actually did, which has been too many years now. We need to do another one, Tom. Um, our last project together was Ultrabot Go Go Go, which was at Antarctica Press for a while. Um, but it was a giant robot story, homage to 50s and 60s Japanese manga, which is definitely not my style, but Tom believed in me and probably couldn't find anybody else. Let's keep that line of action that way. And it was a fun book to work on, and there was definitely some Speed Racer type inspired design. Let's see, why does she have short sleeves on? But anyways, so this is kind of for Tom. Do. Oops, sorry about that. There we go. Sometimes I can confuse my Torbox pretty easily by moving my mouse over the wrong thing. So, still learning on that. All right, so there's Trixie. That's this little kid here. Anime character, t-shirt, view. Let's see. View. All right. Chim Chim is that. Bridal. Okay. Perpetually always surprised child. All right, make him a bit round. Review. Review. So we're 20 minutes in. We're good. This kid's haircut is amazing. A little bit of wave, and then his goofy hat. It'll just be pointing up. Move him over here a bit. Little fat fingers on him. And he's always in short sleeves. No one's actually ready to race a car. Okay, take Trixie back here. Cool. All right, so now we've got our layout. Let's see, we got 3 of them. We'll shrink them just a bit. Cool. Oops, excuse me. Sorry about that. All right, so let's take them out for a minute and let's clean up the mock a bit, give it some more shape, cartoon it a bit more. keyboard's messing me up here, guys. Keep on going back to my keyboard. And take those basic shapes that we had before and kind of just really start working them. Do. There's that light. And then there's the front of the car. And again, that same shape on this side. Oop. Do. Okay. I don't want to do that a bit more. That. Get rid of some of that. Boop. All right. We know this seat is about here. Goes that way. Again, not worrying too much about how much of this I believe. There's the number 5. I like that. There's the wheels in the back. Boop. All right. Cool. All right. So, got that. That's some kind of windshield, but we'll put that in later. All right, so let's go back to our speed. So with my Hanna-Barbera type style, it would probably make sense if I put a Hanna-Barbera totally. I think I started drawing one a long time ago, years ago, with Dick Dastardly chasing them. I really would love to finish it, so maybe I will do that type of villain for this. I feel like all kinds of villains would go good here, so there's speed. His shoulder is going to be up here. His hand is here, covering part of his face. And like this, and then the steering wheel here. You might close that up a bit. There's his goggles. And again, probably gonna have another pass at this at some point. Yep. There's that. There is speed. Save that. All right, kiddo here. It's actually pretty clean. Move him down here. That. And another layer. This one. Get you. View. Yeah. Uh, view. That. Here's here. That it. Probably have the monkey in here too, but yeah, all right. So there's that. Trixie. Zoom out. Yeah, good. And another layer. Get that. Squash and stretch here. Let's check some messages in a moment. Her helmet here, which makes very little sense, but oh. Do. And again, if you have never tuned in, sound effects are key to drawing. That's why I make them constantly. All right. Pixie. Not I. You, her. Her glasses. Round end. Cool. Hair. Cool. All right. My chair is squeaking. Okay. So we've got our three characters. Pull these down. That. 2, 3, and the Mach 5. All right. Where are we? Let's see. Let's see if we have any messages. Drinking my breakfast as we go. Okay, no comments or questions there. And okay. Back to the Mach 5 a bit. Get rid of the sketch layer. Continue to clean this up. This. Do that. Boop. Round it that. Let's go here. That. Cool. Just darkening some of this up. And then this hip line is pretty pronounced. So we're going to go here. It goes to there. You. Oops. You. Like that. All right. So we did have some missiles and things, right? Let's see. What can Trixie be pointing at? Like, oops. Okay. You need some imminent danger here. Trixie here. That. Have keep things cartoony and rounded. This. Got a missile coming in here. This. I think I had Dr. Claw as well before when I was trying to figure out a fun poster for this. So. Keep that rounded here. Okay, so if I want to give some dimension to these wheels, do this. Cool. These are cool. All right. We've got some good shape language here. It's fun. Let's see. What else? If anybody has a suggestion of maybe what else they'd like to see in this, that would be great. Like audience participation. Let's see. We're at 40 minutes, so you know what? I don't usually. I haven't been anyways taking these two finished drawings. So let's ink this up. Let's throw all of these into a folder. This. Okay. Or while we're waiting, I do think we definitely need something coming in from the left, though. So maybe just another missile. This. here. Roll the side of it. That. Maybe we'll do another one here. Just to give it some direction this way. All right. Yeah, that looks good. All right. So now we will go in and ink this up a bit. Start with the characters, and then we'll move on to the cards. So I ink in a vector layer. That way, with the vector, you can, you can erase just much easier. All right, so vector layer, give our brush down. We'll start with speed. Try to be as fun and loose as possible. This, and again, with vector layers, I can go back and get rid of my excess lines really easy. And it makes inking so much more fun. And keeps that fluidity of the pencils. One of the things that I always struggled on learning how to draw and get better is pencils looked pretty good and fresh. And when I inked, I was so worried about the process of inking that it lost a lot of the fluidity and the fun in the lines. So with vector inking, I can keep that fluidity in those lines, and they just feel much better. All right, there's his hand. It's wrapped. There's that steering wheel. Thumb underneath. Again, not worried about much here, just having fun. So, oops, wrong tool, which if anyone has watched me before, happens a lot. All right, let's see, what else do we need to get rid of? There we go. And this will be actually, I'll probably go back and paint this one as well. But for now, the next 20 minutes or so, and he does have hair. Those lines. Fill this in now. Cool. Shoulder. Cool. All right. That. Actually, I think that's about right. Here. Do that. Cool. Just so we know who he is. All right. Moving on to the little kid. I'm going to keep them all on the same levels. I'm not, or in the same layer. I'm not worried about it right now. So, do this, that. Here, here. Uh, uh, there. Worried about everything here. Do overlap. That. Fingers. That. Cool. All right. Let's see. Check some messages again. Let's see. Nothing here. Hopefully everything sounds good. I have no complaints yet. All right. Nothing there. Okay. Moving on. To Trixie here. Very cartoony. It's nice and simple. Here. Glasses. That. Do that. And again, these vector lines just help so much with keeping that fluidity and not having to worry about overlapping lines. Oops. And then you accidentally erase all the lines because you're on the wrong tool. And sharpen her. Do. Features. Yep. Fingers here. Wow, don't like that at all. Oops. Sorry about that. Here. that. Don't worry about lower half there. Boop, boop. Cool. Yep, pretty cartoony, liking it. Alright, let's see. Boop, boop. Clean this up a bit. Separate speed. Hands a bit here. Cool. Alright. So now the fun part, add, and I'm not going to use in Clip Studio, which I use almost exclusively for my illustrations. Excuse me. They have great curved line tools to make everything really neat and precise. I'm going to not do that today. I'm going to use just freehand when I ink the car. Rotating the canvas is super important so I can get the right angle, and this is where a lot of this can help with these vector lines, because I can just really be loose to get the curve I want. And then, oops. I'm drawing with my whole arm, not with just my wrist on these curves, so that's a huge thing that I will always credit. I never learned it. Any classes, any schooling I took. Drawing with the whole arm was important. Really never learned it until I was an art director. And one of the people that I hired was a painter. She was quite phenomenal. And she was watching me draw one day, and she was just like, "Why don't you draw with just your wrist?" That's how I was taught and how I get comfortable. So she really harped on me drawing with my whole arm. I was in my 30s when I learned that. So it does help. So try to use your whole body when you're drawing fluid lines. It really does make a huge impact. So I can come back and clean some of this up. This. And again, like, people ask all the time, digital art versus traditional art, and which is easier, and learning how to draw is learning how to draw. You need to know how to draw classically, and you just need to know how to draw and learn and practice digital or traditional. But there are a lot of advantages to drawing digitally for quickness, and everything now is so pace orientated that need to draw fast, and it really does help. One of the things that I harp on with my students when I teach is learning and getting away from digital when it comes to layout and proportions and things like that. You can get very lazy. Very lazy when it comes to digital art, resizing, as you saw a couple of times. So I draw on paper a lot more now than I have in years to keep that skill of um, layout and proportions, um, honed, and so I don't have to rely on the computer to um, do it for me, and the cutting and pasting and all that. So, um, yeah, they both have their advantages and disadvantages, but you can become very, very lazy as a digital artist, I think, um, because you do have a lot of tools to help with that type of thing. So let's go back and clean this up. Boop, boop, boop. Um, and then we will take a look at where we are. Boop, boop. Cool. Boop. Let's here. Oops. That's fine there. Think space there. All right, so let's look at that real quick. Oh, I am all over the place hitting the wrong buttons today, so my apologies. Beep, beep. Mach 5. Cool. Getting there, so let's do our tires. I'm going to do those freehand as well, but on a different layer, just in case I to. And when I'm cartooning tires, I am not worried. And I spent years stressing over the perfect ellipses. And if you're cartooning, again, knowing how to draw 3D ellipse, super important. The knowledge of it, knowing how things work, and I don't stress at all when it comes to cartooning tires anymore. Just, they don't have to be perfect. Cartoon. Having the knowledge how to do it perfect is also important. But yeah, have fun with it. Yeah. And I love speed lines. Don't care what anybody says. I love cartoony lines like this. You. Boop. And again, we can go back and clean those out. The back wheels will be mostly silhouetted. So, oh goodness. All right. Cool. All right. So let's clean up these wheel lines a bit. This, that, do, do, that. Perfect. So let's go back to the Mach 5. We're going to put, now that we have some reference here, we're going to do that. So that's the back of the car. Wheel, arch, there. Okay. We can clean up some of these lines. Awesome. Cool. And that noise you probably hear is my ice maker going completely nuts. I think it's my ice maker. Now I'm concerned what that is. All right. So once again, I might leave that off, but let's do this. And again, I'm doing these things like numbers, letters. The digital art, vector lines, huge help. You can just follow those lines through and clean them up later. Cool. All right. What time is it? Well, we got just over an hour here. We'll do a couple of more lines here. And call it quits for the day. At least draw one of these. One of these missiles, I think. I just want an indication of her helmet. There. Alrighty. There. Alright, let's draw. Let's just ink one of these here. Let's do some missiles here. And again, trying to keep these lines and panels here. Very cartoony. Here, this one is going to come that. This one here. This one would be down here. And again, one of the cartoony things that I love to do is add bolts and rivets whenever I get a chance. Do that. And then we can there. Again, cartoony, not realistic. Have fun with it. This helps with direction. Cool. Super cartoony. Awesome. Cool. So we're at about an hour now. I'll probably shut it down for a bit. Let's turn off some of that. One of the neat things too with Studio is you can kind of put a normal layer behind. You can't use the bucket fill in vector lines here, so I have a layer behind everything. I'll go to my paint bucket and let's see. Do refer to multiple layers, and then I can go in and fill some of these blacks if I want. And that. Go back to mock tires. And that. Yeah. Uh, there's cool. So let's see here. Uh, here. And here. Always fun to remember the perspective. uh, and like that. So for now, I think we are about done for today. Let's add ground here. Brush size. Here. Uh, do, like that. Now, sketch layer. Yeah, we got a pretty good Mach 5. Save it. Zoom out, and I guess I will sign it. Cool. All right. All right. So, thank you for stopping by, listening to me rattle on about art, and hope you enjoyed. And yeah, this one might get finished up later, so this one was pretty fun to draw. So Mach 5 and some characters, and yeah, thank you for stopping by. We'll see you maybe next Saturday or during the week. I'll post when our next one is. And there's my camera. Have a good day. Enjoy your weekend, all.